Good morning, welcome back to Veggie Plot. Just up at the allotment today. I've got an awful lot to plant, which I thought you might like to see. I'll just spin you around and we'll have a quick look. So today we have got some broccoli claret. These are F1s, they're going to go in today. Here we have some Calypso dwarf beans, they're going in. And then in the car, I've got some tomatoes to give away. Just grew far too many tomatoes today, this year. So polytunnel's full, and actually that's the next video. I'm going to be planting up the polytunnel. But yeah, so I've got tomatoes. I've got a friend up here who wants some tomatoes. Got some peas to pop in with the others. Then we've got some golden beetroot to go in. We've got some cauliflower. We've got some French beans over there to go in, dwarf French beans, and then over here we've got some two types of kale. There's Cavolo Nero and Black Magic kale. So that's the plan today. So head up to the allotment. I've got to put up all the netting, so get busy, show you how I do all of that. Right, these are beans and the claret. What did I say they were? Claret broccoli. Oh, it's early in the morning, you have to forgive me. Anyway, right, put these by the gate and we'll get the other stuff out. It's the, these tomatoes actually were given to me by a neighbour. Gave me a punnet full of dozens of them. I couldn't grow them all, so but I did grow about 9. And they're plum tomatoes, I think, and they're turning out okay. But yeah, so my friends and the plot neighbour needs some, so they're for him to choose from today. Right, yeah, these are the cauliflower and the beetroot, which are all looking good. And finally, the dwarf French beans. These are Mystique. These are a white bean inside. Yeah, really tasty. So these are going to go up in the plot today too. Right, last but not least, come around here and show you. These are the kale. Yeah, Black Magic and Cavolo Nero. Right, let's get these all up to the plot, shall we? I feel like a waiter sometimes with these. Hey, look at these before they blow off that post. I do love French beans. Do you like French beans, especially dwarf French beans? I find them much easier to grow and to harvest rather than all the climbing ones. But yeah, anyway, looking forward to these again. Right. So it's another beautiful blue sky here today, and I'm really looking forward to getting stuck into the allotment. It's just there's so much to do at the moment, isn't there? There are so many things to plant out. The back of the patio has just been crazy full of stuff, and the polytunnel and down in the dahlia bed, it's all mad. Anyway, so I'm really glad to be up here today. We got I'll show you, I've got a surprise for you a bit later, but yeah, looking forward to getting this lot in. But I've been busy over the last couple of days, actually about 3 or 4 days. It's taken a bit longer than I thought, but I've got this little surprise to show you. Let me just put this down here. You know, I told you the shed was looking really ropey, which it was. All the paint was peeling off and so on. Anyway, I came down, stripped all the paint off and repainted it. It's a slightly different colour. It's now a cornflower blue. All looking rather nice and clean and smart. And I've put in new brackets, new hinges for the door, because mine had all seized up and they'd meant that it was ripping the door out of the woodwork. So I put new hinges on and a new lock just to tidy it up a little bit. Sprayed these catches, but yeah, it's all been done, all nice and cornflower blue. Right, let's just put these down here. Right, first things first, I need to open up the shed, give all these a good soaking because yeah, a bit dry at home. Yeah, I'm getting rather warm already, can you believe it? Right, let's get that off. Let's get some water. I'm not sure where everything is going to go actually. I don't know about you, but sometimes I think I've got far too many crops. I mean, I've got all of these here and only this amount of room on the beds at the moment. Although I do have to clear this bed, so I think I may be doing that today. Look at this Swiss chard. I mean, look at it. It's as tall as I am. It's a stem. It's amazing, isn't it? Look how it sort of forms this really rigid sort of, don't know how you'd call that, what you'd call that type of stem, but anyway, amazing. So I've got to have that out. So that clears me out another bed, which is good. I think French beans are probably going along the edge of the peas, and then we're going to have brassicas here and here, and then maybe some more French beans in there, and then we've also got all the beetroot. So yeah, it's all looking a bit kind of crazy. Right, let's turn this water off. Turn that off. Right, let's give these a bit of a soaking. I don't need the rows in there. I'm just going to give everything a good soak before I plant it. Right, I think the first thing we need out is the netting. Stump that there. Yeah, because obviously we can put brassicas out. We've got problems with cabbage whites a bit later in the season, and also all pigeons that we get up here and pheasants. So yeah, I've got the netting I used last year, which is all cut to size, which is great. Some string in here. So I've got 1, 2, and I've got one more in there. I don't think I'm going to need that one today. We shall see. Anyway, lay this all out, and then yeah, work out the length of the beds, which I think is the 3, which is what I did last year, and then we'll put the hoops up and net them up. Right, let's just lay this out. I think I showed you in the last video, not in the last video, one of my previous videos, how I cut netting. I'll try and link to it here, using a gas torch. If you're new to the channel, you might not have seen that before, but that's how I do it. Right, so that's that. Now what we need are the spikes. So let's go and look in the, let's go and have a look in here and see if we can find them. I think, yeah, so we've got spikes. So we need 1, 2, 3 for one side, 1, 2, 3 for the other. These are metal steel road spikes. They do rust, but I'll show you why they're good in a minute for putting up hoops, which again I did another video which you may not have seen, but you may. Apologies if you have. Right, I forgot actually. I need 2 more. I need 4 for each side. Right, let's just bang these in. Okay, now let's get the hoops. 3, 4, right, that should do it. Right, take it over here. Let's just put those there, and you can see what we do. You just slide your hoop or your pipe over the metal road pin. You can see, and that just holds them in place nicely, so they don't flop and blow over. So I shall just get on, put the rest of these in here, and then we can net this bed up and start planting. Okay, let's see what they look like, shall we? So let's hope I don't have to redo it. Using these metal road pins, much better than using bamboo. I used to use bamboo, and I tell you, it would rot and snap inside the pipes. Real pain in the neck. And these road pins are absolutely great. And yeah, I just got mine on Amazon. I think there's a link on my website, but yeah, just got them on Amazon and they get delivered. It's brilliant. I'm going to get on and do this and get the other netting bed done, and then I'll get back to you and get on with some planting. that's the first one finished, all tied up, canes underneath so they don't snag the netting. So now I shall just get on and put the other one up, and then we're ready to get going, get some of these plants in. It's all very exciting, isn't it? I'm just going to get some more road pegs out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Right, that's those, and then we need 4 the hoops. That's 1. Oh, a bit unwieldy, these hoops. quite long. Right, let's go and bang these in, shall we? Right, that's got that one in as well. So these two are ready. Yeah, we're getting there. Sometimes the prep just takes a bit too long. I just want to get on and planting. I don't know about you, but sometimes you just on the allotment, you just want to plant things. Just want to grow things. Don't want to do all this construction. I quite like the construction, and when it's done, it's done. But sometimes it's because there's so many things to plant, aren't there? That I just actually want to get on and get planting. Right. No more chatting, let's get on, get planting. Right, so if I have them all down the middle, then they can get as high as they possibly can, don't interfere with the sides and don't get easily attacked by butterflies. And then that gives me a bit of room down the edges, as I say, to get in some crops which hopefully will mature before they get swamped and all shadowed out. Right, where's the trowel? So that's all of the broccoli scala F1 in position. They're all in, so now we need to get in the kale. And over here we've got some black magic. I've got 6 black magic kale, so they've all got to go in. These are rather splendid looking plants, they look good. And then we've got some the all year cauliflower. Now I grew these last year, again they're looking very healthy at the moment, but I didn't do too well with them, so I've got to try really harder with these this year, try and get some better crops out of them. I left them too late and they got caught by the frosts. And this is Cavolo Nero. This is another healthy looking plant, and I've got about 7 of those, so they've all got to go in. Right, that's got all of the cauliflower and the the Cavolo Nero kale in. So the kale are in, cauliflower in, and then down this edge I put the beetroot, the golden beetroot. So that's what these are. The exact name is Burpees Golden. So I'm looking forward to them. Some of these are multi-sown. I don't know if you multi-sow your beetroot, but they do grow quite well together. So you can just pop a couple of seeds in a pot and let them grow. So that's all of those in. Now, I've never grown these before. These, as I say, are a dwarf bean. They're a calypso. Really nice looking plants. I'm not quite sure how dwarf, but roots are all looking lovely, so I think they're a perfect time to get these in. I can't quite remember where I got the seeds from these from. I'll have to, it's probably in my record book. I'll have to have a quick look. Well, it will be in the record book. I'll have a look and put it up on the screen if I can find the details. That's the calypsos planted, but now I want to get all these out. There are some leaves on here which are okay, but most of it's going quite yellow, and so I'm not really bothered by taking any of this, and I'm certainly not bothered about keeping the seed because I've got enough. So I'm just going to slice them at the base, lift them, leave most of the root in, and then all of this will go up on the compost heap. Right, just check this netting. So I haven't used netting on this bed before, so I'm not actually sure if it'll fit. Yeah, I think I'll take it down as far as that end and bring it up and leave a gap at this end, and then I can grow some crops on the end. That's probably the best thing. So anyway, let's get the steel pins this end gets quite a lot of buffering, and if it's going to be hitting, the wind's going to hit it side on, which is tends to happens. I might put an extra hoop in on this bed, so it's got a little bit more support. One in there, one in there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think that'll do it. Right, I'll get on, bang all these in, and then we'll get planted. Right, let's see how they fit, shall we? Great, it should be a nice little high hoops. Just perfect for the kale. Okay, that's the last. The other thing is, I haven't got any more bamboo canes. I've sort of run out, so I've got to go and buy a couple more bamboo canes to hold these together. A bit like the others, I think what I'll do is sort of centre them, and then we can put crops either side, because I get an awful lot of westerly sun coming this way, so I think I could probably get some crops along that edge, maybe some lettuce along this edge. Anyway, where's the trowel? Do you ever do that on the allotment? You put something down and you think, I won't forget where I put that, and then you can't find it. What's that all about? Yeah, I'm just going to dig this out. You can see how actually this compost, you can see how it's dropped all the way around the edge of this bed. So I really need to get some more green waste compost to top this bed up at some point. But a bit of water in the hole. It's really dry in there. And then if we can do this one-handed, I'll try. Oh, without them falling apart. Yeah, the roots are they're okay, just getting going. So bed that in. And like with many brassicas, I think kale like to be firmed in quite firm. They like to be held in the ground quite well. So that's the first one in. I'll put the second one about here. Just going to puddle them in so the water around the roots has got some moisture to it. Alright, over we go. Well, that's the day done. Let's have a quick walk around the plot, shall we, and just show you how things are coming along, what they look like at this stage. So we've got, this is a plum. I think I've mentioned it in a previous video. It's on a mini rootstock, tiny, because we're not allowed big fruit trees on the allotment. But you can see I have a plum. I have one plum coming. I think there are more in there, but I just can't find them. Yep, we've got the damson. Nothing on that at the moment. That was gifted by a neighbour. And this is a pear tree. And we had so much blossom on this earlier in the spring. I thought I was going to have so many pears, but one or two have stuck around. So I'm hoping that I might get half a dozen pears off that this year, which will be not bad for second year. Right, this bed, all netted up, all hooped and netted up. I've got plenty of room for some more crops in there. And we've got the Cavallo Nero kale in, which is all fantastic. It's good to finally get them off the patio at the back of the house. We've got the artichokes coming along, of which I could take one of those home, I think, in a day or so. Peas, everything's done there. French beans are in, sweet corns are in, crown prince are in, more French beans, that's all good. The bed over there, we've got the scarlet broccoli, so that's all good. And then in here, we've got black magic kale, beetroot, and all year round cauliflower. So fingers crossed I managed to do a bit better with the cauliflower this year. Yeah, this bed then, we've got the turnips, they're coming along, they seem to be sprouting out nicely. Broad beans, looking a little yellow, so I'm not sure why that is, might need some feed in there. Mini pop sweet corn, that's doing all right. These new Calypso beans, they've just gone in. Runner beans to come up. And then we've got white Casablanca garlic, that's coming along nicely at the moment. And then the I'll put the name on screen, I can't remember off the top of my head at the moment, which seems to happen quite a lot of the minute. Age, I think. And then in this final bed here, it's full of crown prince squash, and I put up this structure because I've got more peas coming in the polytunnel at the moment. they're all just germinating, so I'm hoping to put another row of peas in there between the squash, so they grow up and the squash grow out and along the ground. And that's it for today, folks. So thank you very much for joining in on this mammoth video. Well, I haven't edited yet, but it might be mammoth. I'm going to head off home, get some lunch and so on and so forth, get off to work. But I hope you have a lovely day, and I'll see you soon. Bye for now.